All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Wednesday, October 17th, 2012. We're going to go over our results from the live trading room and all the trades that we took and the options that we presented to everyone last week. If you've not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply and sign up for the free trial. All we need is your name and email address, and we'll be happy to send you off an email that's got a link that shows you how to download everything that you see here. Well, everything that you see here, all the data feeds, the charting platform, the indicators, everything. It also gives you 5 days in our live trading room for 2 hours per day. All right. The results from this morning: the NQ were plus 6 ticks, gold were plus 25 ticks, crude oil plus 2 ticks, and the ES we got stopped out to the tick at minus 8 ticks. All right. Before I get on to all that, I want to show you the options. This was what the options looked like last Tuesday. Actually, this was last Wednesday after they had already run up a little bit. I believe this was last Wednesday after they had already run up a little bit when we had first recommended buying calls last week. These are the same options this week. You see the 1420s last Tuesday were at 20, and right now they're at 34. 1425s were at 18. 1425s are now at 29.5. They were up higher than that today. 1430s. Now this is after they'd already run up 40%. So if you look at this, you have to remember that this is after a 40% run up. The actual price of this last week was, I believe it was right around $10, $10 or $11, maybe $11.50 when we had suggested it. So the 1430s from $11.50 were up at $27.75. These here that are at 18, that was after a 33% run up. So if you think about that, that would be, these were at about $15 when we recommended it, and those are now at, well, they were at 32.5, 29.5 was the last on it. Same thing with these right here. After a 20% run up, they were selling at 20. That would put them right at probably $18, right around there. $16.50 actually, I think, right around there. And they are now at 34. Just wanted to mention that. Now, the way things are setting up right here, if the ES continues to have a strong day, and it gets up to, let's say, I don't know, let's say 10 points higher than where it is right now, I would consider at that point definitely getting out of the calls and actually buying some puts. Not the October puts. I would be looking at the November puts, okay? Because the October puts expire on Friday. So I would be looking at the November puts, all right? There's no time value left in these calls anyway. So, no, I would consider getting out of them, or at least locking some profit in if you did take the them, okay? Seal of approval, approved options broker. You can do all that through Daniel's Trading, Frank. You can trade options through them as well, okay? And Bert can do all the deltas for you and give you all the information on the best strike price. All right. That said, let's cover the trades. On the ES, I got to go fairly quickly here today. On the ES, we had a higher high right here. We pulled back down to the BBC right here where I bought it. It stopped me out exactly to the tick right there. All right, and then it moved up. Now, when it was coming down here, I had drawn this trend line in somewhere over here. I had drawn this trend line in. And I said if it closes above that trend line, it should move up from there. It has moved up, but this period right here, I mean, it says, looking down there at the bottom, it looks like it was only a half an hour, but that was a long half an hour waiting for that thing to move. But anyway, it did, and it did what we expected. The same thing happened over here on the YM. Same trend line. Same type of trade was available. But I didn't take any YM trades today. No, I didn't take any YM trades. I just had to go look at my DOM. I didn't take any YM trades. I took the one ES trade. I want to show soybeans really quick. There and there on the beans. There were a few opportunities on the beans. Now this morning we attempted to do what we were trying to do yesterday. I had said that there was a buy right here at 15.01 and a quarter, and I asked Dwayne on the bigger picture to give me an area above to sell at. Dwayne said if it gets up to 15.05, he would look for that, and if it breaks through 15.05, then 15.09 I think is what we decided on. It took off from 15.01 and a quarter. I know we had at least one partner in the room who made some money on this morning, and then it turned back down. All right, now when it broke down through here, it dropped right through here, and this one here would have stopped you out by itself. This dropped through right there, but then there was an opportunity to sell it on the pullback right here with the bearish divergence, and the pullback up here. Okay, again with the bearish divergence. It dropped down, gave some more bearish divergence, and it moved down. Over here it moved up through it. It gave 1 bar's profit from this area right here, though there wasn't blue. It pulled down to this blue area right here and moved up. It pulled back to this blue area here, and it's moving up again. That was soybeans this morning. All right, we didn't trade any soybeans, but it was there. Let's look at the 6E. I didn't look at the pre-market on the 6E, really, today. I don't think. No, I didn't. Okay. Right over here on the 6E, when it broke down here, it hit right here, and we were looking for at least a one bar bounce, and we got the bounce up to here. Now it got up here to the red area, looking for at least a 1 bar bounce down, and it did bounce down. Over here it hit, and it went right through it. Now once it goes through it like this, right here, that higher close, after it closed up above like that, that was an area where you could have bought it to go long. Another area right here when it pulled back down to the BBC with the bullish divergence, right there. That didn't really go far. It got held in by the M81. Pulled down here, gave at least 1 bar profit off of that. Let's see, I was looking in here. This was the bar that closed down. This was the bar that closed below it. If you would have sold in here, you would have gone sideways for a while and then eventually stopped out over here. Okay, this gave 1 bar profit on the way down, and right now we're looking at a spot for it to bounce right here, though the euro is closed right now. Okay, that was the euro this morning. Now I did the YM. I didn't do the NQ. We got a little bit of profit on the NQ. The trades that I took on the NQ, I took this trade right here when it pulled down to the yellow brick road. I went long on it, and it moved up a little bit in my favor, and then it turned around, and then I reversed the trade right here. Okay, because the road had flipped down, and then let me just get these arrows out of the way. It had flipped down, and we had a close below this level right here, down here at 70 and a half. So I shorted it down there. I actually exited the long trade and shorted it down there. I don't know how I ended up with 6 ticks profit on that, but I lost money on this right here, and then I reversed it. Oh, that's what it was. I reversed it, and then I took some profit when it gave me a point, and then I shorted it again and got a little bit more profit on it. Okay. Now there were pullbacks here down to the blue area on the yellow brick road for the big move up right here. Over here to the red area for the move down. Right here, this area that broke right there. Could have shorted it right in there. Right here where it broke on the upside. Okay. There was opportunity in there. And there was a bunch of opportunity also with the bullish cross to pull back to the BBC and the up close with the bullish divergence. Oops. That belongs over here. There's bullish divergence. Right now it's a little mixed up because it's got bearish divergence and the MA1 is above the BBC. But right in here, we got a bullish cross back there. Pull back and test to the BBC with bullish divergence. You could have gotten long in there. Again, right in here, bullish cross, pull back, test to the BBC with an up close and bullish divergence. Okay. So there were a bunch of those trades in there today too. I didn't take all that many NQ trades. I did trade gold quite a bit today, so let me bring the gold on. What time is it? 12:39. Let me bring the gold on here, and we'll show you what we did with gold. All right. right here after the open, we pulled back up to a red area on the Yellow Brick Road right here. I shorted that, and I took profit down here. I had suggested that it was going to go down to this swing low right here, and that's exactly where it went. Bounced off of that. Came back up here. I shorted it again right here. Took profit down here. Then it moved up off of this. Big, strong move up off of that. Okay, actually, I didn't short it here. I'm sorry. I didn't do that one. Sorry. My bad. I didn't do that. That went down to the BBC. And then off the BBC, it had a big move up. It came back down, tested it again for the move up, tested it again for the move up. Over here is where I started to trade it again. It dropped through right here. You see there was no red. It dropped right through. Given an opportunity to short it right over here for a little bit. Came back up, tested it here. I shorted it from the red area right here down to the BBC. Took profit. Then waited. And I did it again over here, shorted it from the red area down to the BBC and took profit. And I did it again over here from the red area down to the BBC and I took profit. All right, on all of those. You can see that each one of these second ones continued to go down. All right, that was the end of my trading on gold for the morning. But you can see that it happened, all the same stuff. The 4-tick range stuff happens again and again and again. Right here, the Russell just had a couple of opportunities. Right in there off the BBC, right there. This right here was the level that broke the elbow to the upside, so a close above that would have been right there. Could have been looking to get long there or just waited for the pullback after it. I was looking for this earlier today on when the ES was chopping sideways. I think I was actually short the NQ and long the ES, and I was looking for a close down below here. If you waited for the close below here and took that, you lost. That was not a winning trade. It pulled back up to the BBC and gave a down close. Either one of those, if you took them, they were losing trades. Okay. Let's see. Over here, it gave one full bar's profit from that area. We had bullish divergence, tested the BBC, and it moved up pretty strong there. Over here, we had bearish divergence and a bearish cross. It tested the BBC with a down close. So you could have shorted right there. Or if you wanted to wait until you got a close below here, that was right there. You could have shorted there as well. Over here, this was the level you needed to buy to get a close above. Right there was the close above. You could have gone long right there. And right in here, oh geez, I didn't even look at the time. Sorry. All right. And that was the Russell. Now let me just cover the crude and I will be done. Okay. All right. Here we go. I took a crude trade right here and I was going short right here on the down break, but I got out of it quickly because I forgot that we had the crude inventories coming out a few minutes later. So I got out of it quickly with a couple of ticks loss. I took another trade over here off of the yellow line down to the BBC, and I made back the couple of ticks loss that I had there and a couple extra ticks profit. But you can see on the crude over and over again, it was doing the same thing. All right, off of the yellow line. Well, off of the red spots on the yellow line. Anyway, the same thing again and again and again. Now, this whole yellow line thing was originally created for the 4-tick range crude oil. All right. So it's no wonder that it works well here. Okay. This one right here would have been a losing trade if you had bought that. That dropped right through. This one right over here, depending on your risk, would have turned out to be a win. This is winning right now, as a matter of fact. Okay. And that was all there was on crude. All right, so I ended plus 2 ticks on crude, plus 25 ticks on gold, plus 6 ticks on the NQ, and minus 8 ticks on the ES. That was the live trading room this morning. All right. If anybody has any questions, you can email support@cfrn.net. All right, support@cfrn.net, and we will get a response out to you as quickly as possible. For all the partners, reminder, there's a partners meeting tomorrow night, 9 p.m. for everyone who's considering being a partner, for everyone who's on the free trial. You need to become a partner to get into that partners meeting. You should have something in your email right now. If you're on the free trial, have something in your email so that you can become a partner and get into that. All right. If you have any questions, or if you want to know the details about becoming a partner and you don't have the email, just send us an email. All right. Send us an email, support@cfrn.net. That's it. That's where I'm going to wrap it up. And if I can find my cursor, I will stop the recording.